Welcome back to the podcast. It's your host, Deasia Renee, and today we're back with another video. But today we're back talking about music. Haven't did a music podcast in a very long time. Been doing a lot of sports, so wanted to switch it up a little bit and have a conversation with Rycash. We have him here today.
What
Um,
up, though?
as y'all can see, he has the buffs on. He's from Detroit, so we're gonna get into him and some music and different things like that. So first, how are you? How are things going?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just dropped my first song like 2 weeks ago, so that's going pretty good. So I'm pretty good. Just feeling a lot of content.
Okay. So how did your first song go? I know you did like some producing, like how did you get into music? What made you feel like that's what you wanted to fulfill?
Um, my first song is doing pretty good actually. Just got a lot of great feedback from a lot of people because people usually know me from being an artist manager, right? So I just wanted to put my artistic ways out there by dropping a song, and I'm getting great feedback from it. So. And what made me really get into music really is just, from listening to it, back when I was younger. So I just always love listening to music, whether it's, a choir from church or rather some, Lil Wayne or something like that. Feel me? So that, Michael Jackson. So that's how I grew to love music. And then as I got older, I'm like, you know what? I really, love music for real, for real. Let me dive into the, different variations of how I can make money or, be successful through music. So that caused my inspiration just by listening to it.
Okay. And you're from Detroit and Motown was in Detroit.
Yeah.
Did you guys do I don't know if you guys know what Motown is. I know what Motown is cuz I was a
hmm
huge Michael Jackson fan. Did like your parents have you listening to that growing up and different things like that, or was it something you picked up on your own, or like how do you feel like growing up from Detroit affected your music passion?
That's a good question. I think just my family just playing a lot of Motown people like Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson, people of them names. So they played it a lot. It wasn't just my mom; it was just my whole family. So of course, 'cause they grew up on it as well. So me hearing that was like, okay, this some groovy music. You feel me? And it just caused a good inspiration on why Detroit is really one of the best cities as far as musically. You feel me? But we don't get that praise now. You feel me? But over time, even me, I feel like Detroit is one of the top cities that's great with music.
Well, I feel like Detroit is definitely praised for maybe not like so much like the blues now, like R&B, but
Yeah.
definitely for the rap scene. But
hmm
how would you describe your sound?
I would describe my sound just swaggy for real. It's just like just aura, just smooth. I would say smooth, the best word to describe my song because it's all authentic, it's all real, and it's really just a smooth, copacetic sound that I just wanted to capture from myself because that's how I display myself. I feel like I'm smooth and everything like that, so it just displays in my music, and a lot of people loves it. You feel me? So that's why I would say my sound is.
Okay. What do you feel like so far in your journey, you say you were a producer and then you decided to make your own music. Do you remember a time when you felt like so being a producer is I feel like it's more difficult because you have to actually have to listen to someone else's music and have to listen to like for their sound. When do you feel like you want to take it seriously as far as being a producer? Because I know you're just now transitioning to being an artist.
Yeah. Everybody use the term producer, differently. Like nowadays is used as, making beats. So as a producer, I don't make beats at all. I produce vibrant vibes through my artist or my song, something like that. So, it would be I don't want to say his name, but it would be similar to what Diddy did. You feel me? Like that's how that's the worst comparison, but hey, that's how he still I do respect his music, business and everything like that. So that's why I would compare my business mind and music mind too. But you said the transition. You saw how do I when I do it? Okay, it was just a time I was just me and my brother Dante is which is also my artist. He's my first artist I ever managed. it was like a few years ago. We just, he was doing his thing, and I'm like, man, I wanna help. You feel me? I was already helping. You feel me? Because he's my best friend, he's my brother. But it's like, let me put a name on it. Let me be your manager. You feel me? He like, shit, I'm down. So I'm like, shit. We just was in Detroit and thugging it out, managing. He dropping music. We doing, going to Atlanta networking, going to LA networking, and then finally we just came to realize like we need to go to Vegas. So we just went to Vegas, came out here, 3 years ago, and then just followed our dream. And we still following, of course, but it's like we took a risk by moving from Detroit to Vegas, and it just catapulted. And I then met two other artists that managed as well. Feel me? So it's like we grew a network out here, and it just when you believe in yourself, it just it happens like just nature,
Mhm.
naturally. So yeah.
Okay, so you saying that you decided to come to Vegas. What
Mm.
made you decide to come to Vegas? What did you feel like Vegas was a spot? Because for the last couple of years, the hot music spot has definitely been Atlanta. Like before
Hmm.
that was LA, but what made you pick Vegas?
Honestly, I didn't know it was this much opportunity here when before I got out here. I just wanted something new for myself. So I was really, looking at the scenery aspect of things, because Detroit's kind of got a lot of, it's cold, it's hot, and all that type of stuff. So I'm like, what? I just want a different scenery. I felt I need a nuance to my life. So that's why I came out here. And then when I got out here, I just realized so much opportunity out here. Rather you do anything. So the opportunity was just endless. And me working at Dre's after hours was just a plus because a lot of celebrities go to my club. I'm shaking hands with these people because I'm serving their tables and everything like that because I'm a server assistant there. But I'm like really up close and personal. Like never ever been close to these celebrities before living in Detroit. So the opportunity was just like, dang, I'm really shaking hands with Big Sean or Jeezy. You feel me? Like this, and I'm in that field outside of work. So it's like it was just perfect. Feel me? It was just perfect, perfect situation.
Hmm. Okay. So do you eventually want to have your own record label, like your own, like kind of like OVO has their own stuff, and J.
Hmm.
Cole has Dreamville and different stuff
Hmm.
like that. Like, is that something that you're looking forward to doing, or are you just strictly like, okay, I'm just locking in on my music?
I actually have that now. I have don't want to say a group. It's basically just brand that is called Gift of Dynasty, right? And it's something that
Okay.
Yeah, it's something that Dante created, and I'm helping him, with it. We partners, so we just locked in like this. So we have a collaborative group that's called Gift of Dynasty, and basically it's all musicians, all talent, anything. If you're a creator, you can be a part of it. But it's like we all help each other to collaborate and help with the content. It's not like a boy band type of group. It's more so like we just help each other to get where we need to go, and everybody still got their individual brand. So me pushing my brand helps funnel my artist brand, you feel me? Or whoever else brand that's a part of Gift of Dynasty. So that's what I would say. The label part, it's really not a label, but it's can be considered as that.
Hmm. Okay. So now with the music, aside from like your background, we got into that. But what are you trying to put a full body of music together? Or since you say you just put out your first cone, first, what is the name of the first song that you put out? And like, what was that process? Was it a difficult process to make your own music? Do you feel like you're harder on yourself than you are on people you produce? Like, what was that process? Because I know it's very different than being a producer. Rather, it's not music, but just have it listening and telling people, like giving them feedback. What was your process like for making your first song? And like, how did you feel after you were done?
So the song is called No Plan B. And how I felt it isn't. It's the song. It's the first song I put out. It's not the first song I've made because I always write songs as well. I'm a songwriter as well. You feel me? So I always write songs, but I just never
Okay.
put them out. And so it's like I got a couple songs, a few songs that I made. Just in recordings, but just never put them out. And they're probably like 3 4 years old. Even I just like hearing my sound, so it was just for me. And then one day I'm like, you know what? I need to show people, I make music too, and I always wanted to put a song out. I always wanted to put some type of music out there. But it's like for me, managing artists, it was all like, okay, I want to focus on them first. But the timing of it was like, okay, my artist is doing this, my other artist doing that. Let me put myself out there. And now, even since the timing was right, and I just felt like the time was just perfect for me to put that song out there. And what inspired the song is really because I was working on a tape with one of my friends, and then the song I had an older song that I wanted on the tape, and
Mm-hmm.
my producer chose, and he was like, he was engineering it as well, and he was like, I don't know, the song kind of sound older. You feel me? Like the mic messed up. It was hard to mix and master. I'm like, dang. I'm like, damn, I really love this song, but Dante, my other artist, he was like, bro, just make a new song. You like, you came out to Vegas. You feel me? You want to know how you wrote? You got new experiences. I'm like, you know what? You right. You feel me? So I wrote the song probably like within an hour or two. And I'm like, damn, oh, this sound fire. And then I wanted to record it instantly. And this was like at 4 in the morning. So I hit up my producer. I'm like, bro, I need to record this. So I need to let this out because we had a scheduled time for the next day, like around in the afternoon time. But I told him at 4 a.m. I'm like, bro, I need to make this. I feel this too much. He was like, let's do it. So and he made and chose and made the beat as well. So I pulled up over there, got to it. You feel me? With the dark, got in his room. It was dark. You feel me? It was like a neon light in the back. It was just the vibe was right, and I just made the song, and it came out how I came out. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. So yeah, the song is called No Plan B.
Okay.
Hmm.
When can you tell us what the song is about without giving it all the way away?
The song is really about everybody kind of get confused. I'm like, no plan B. What you mean? They think I'm talking about the Plan B pill,
Oh, I
but
thought you were talking about no plan B. Like this is only one plan. Like this is
that,
the
that's
way to
that's
do
what
it.
I was talking about. That's what I was talking
Ah,
about in the song. But a lot of people, since I'm a comedian as well, people were like, "Oh, why you got a song called No Plan B? What you talking about?" I'm like, if you listen to the song, you'll understand. But the song is basically about not having a plan B. It's simple as that. Sticking to plan A, sticking to your dreams, sticking to what you love to do. Because we all, leave this earth at some point. You feel me? So I'd rather leave the earth knowing I did what I love to do. You feel me? Until I'm gone. So it's like, and that's just sticking to plan A. And plan A don't necessarily have to be a big scale. You feel me? I'm not looking to be the biggest of all time. I'm looking just to really monetize off my community that loves me and loves my team and get the dynasty. So we ain't gotta be the biggest, you feel me? As long as we have a lane that we created for ourselves and we making music from our dreams. I mean making money from our dreams. I'm cool with that. You feel me? It can be a large scale, big medium scale, big scale. You feel me? I feel like it's gonna be a big scale because how talented we are. But overall, I'm not looking for to be the biggest artist or biggest producer, biggest manager. I just want to make money off the community. So yeah, the song is about just sticking to plan A. You feel me? And just not having a plan B. For real.
okay. So now you said that you have some artists and your
Hmm.
brother's an artist. Would you guys ever put like a big collaborative piece together? Like I feel like when I think of people having big groups, a group that I was like they did something really cool of putting a big old project together. Everybody was that did a great job. Dreamville. I feel like it
Yeah,
will definitely forever go down in history for getting everybody on Dreamville on one album, and it would just
facts. That
be
was
so
hard.
great. I love those albums. So would that be something that you guys would do? Is that something you're interested in doing, or what does that look
Yes, yes, that's something that's actually been talked about these last couple of weeks. Just creating a project for that everybody can listen to and everybody can vibe to and see how we come about. You feel me? That's really how we're going to present Gift the Dynasty. We haven't really fully presented Gift the Dynasty on social media or
like?
anything
Ah, so
like
we're
how
getting a sneak peek.
Yeah,
Let's get
yeah,
a sneak peek.
we get a
Okay,
sneak peek. You feel me? So yeah, we haven't really presented it as we wanted to, but the tape, the project is, for that to happen. So yeah, it's brewing up. You feel me? I don't know when necessarily, but I know everybody's down to do it, and we just got to put the songs together. And thing is, we got a lot of songs made together, but it's like we just got to put certain ones. You know how it goes. So
cohesively.
yeah, it
Yeah.
got to be cohesively right because this is the first impression of Gifted Dynasty, so we want to make sure it's perfect.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
So now, going to talk more about you and your music. What are your hopes and your plans to do as far as your own? Like, what are you planning? we at the middle of the year. It's July. It's like smack dead in the middle. You have the second half of the year. What are you hoping to put out or do by January 20? I'm not January. December of 2025. Like how much are you trying to music are you trying to put out, or how much are you trying to create your impact and your footprint for your name?
Um, I I want to put out more songs, of course, but overall, I want to get into streaming. You feel me? Like I'm a entertainer. You feel me? Like I do like check all the boxes. Like I said, I'm a comedian. I'm art managed artist. I make music. So I just want to like encapsulate that into a stream, and that's essentially what I'm trying to do. With before the year is over, just get all the equipment and just start streaming consistently. And the vibe is immaculate. Like with my team that we have, we got great energy. We don't mess with nobody, and everybody's pretty much funny. So I just want to just capture that on camera and do streaming with that. So that's my goal before by the time December rolls around.
That's wrong. But I was
Hmm.
about to say, do you want to put? I thought it was about an EP together or something before the end of the year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
all
know,
right.
say you have plenty of
Yeah, yeah,
songs.
yeah.
What do you want that to sound like?
I'm actually probably gonna put out probably 4 songs and put it as an EP within the next month. Um, and that I want that to sound like smooth. I want it to sound smooth. I want people to feel it. You feel me? Like I said, like I don't talk about what normal artists talk about. I talk about my life and how my perspective. A lot of artists talk about money and cars, girls, shooting, all that stuff. I'm not. I ain't gonna say I'm never gonna talk about it because it's a part of life, of course. But it's like, far as my main focus is to display real and authentic of my situation. That's you like if you go to no plan B, I say had to tell my mama I ain't never had no plan B. I'm talking about my family and stuff. Like I'm taking moving out to Vegas changed my life, but I miss my family. That's real to me. Like I moved out here, my whole family in Detroit. So it's like I put that in a song. So I just want the EP or my sound for for my EP just to be authentic and smooth as possible, and people gonna resonate with that by the lyrics and how it sound.
So let's talk a little bit more about Vegas. So when you ultimately decided to move to Vegas, and you and your brother decided to move to Vegas, how did you get how did you start working at the nightclub? Because I know it can be difficult to get into
Hmm.
working in those areas because a lot of people, like you said, they want to work at nightclubs so they can get those connects and find a way
Hmm.
to climb the ladder. So how did you get connections in that regard? How did that work out?
So originally, Dante, we got a cousin out here, and he was a host for Dre's, but he ended up moving to Miami. But I started at working at Blue Martini Lounge in Vegas before, like, so I had that interview set up before I moved out there. So, and
Mhm.
John, our cousin named John, he set the interview up and everything because he used to work there as well. So he was like, "Yeah, you got an interview." So we drove down there. Interview went good. I ended up getting a job at Blue Martini, and I was there for like a few months. And then Dante was already at Dre's, so I'm like, okay. He once I opened it come up, let me get up in that thing. And then the opening came up about time like August of 2022 came. That's when I got into Dre's. So it's about really how who you know, because it is hard to get in those type of positions, but it's about who you know and if you got a good resume or not. And I had a great resume, especially by coming from Blue Martini Lounge, because that's a still prestigious lounge as well. So they was looking at that like, okay, you came from Blue Martini, yeah, let's get you in here. So think about who you know and everything like that. So if I ain't know anybody, if we ain't know have our cousin out here, I don't know how where I'd be working. I might be working at a plant or something like that, or a warehouse, because that's what I was doing in Detroit, just working at a warehouse. Forklift, high low, just doing that. Good money, straight money, but the networking and the opportunities working at a club is way better than the highest scale of money. So that's how that came about.
So I know you're managing an artist. How did you meet your artist? Like, how did you go about growing what you're calling now your new? It's like your new business. But how did you meet the people besides your brother? How did you get into meeting those people to be able to join your business?
So I have an artist named Chosen, right? I met him through Dante, and they connected online, and it was not really musically how they connected. They connected on some spiritual level stuff. You know, they was both putting out spiritual content years ago, and then they just connected up there. It's crazy how that works. So and he was
God.
from he was living yeah, that was God. He was living in New York at the time, and I didn't know nothing about him. Still, you feel me? He was living in New York at the time, and then he seen us coming to Vegas, so he was telling Dante, like, man, I want to, something new. And that's how I got familiar with Joe. He was like, hey, man, I got this dude from New York. He thinking about coming out here. I'm like, for real? I'm like, okay. And then he played me some of his music. I'm like, okay, he's straight. He's straight. So he really took that leap and he came out here just off the inspiration of us. And he like, man, y'all cool as hell. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's up. So initially I didn't say, yeah, let me manage you. But I just, had to fill him in, you feel me, check out his vibe and everything checked out. He was funny. He was just one of the bros. And then he did music. So it was like, man, you know what? Let me manage him. Let me manage him. So that how that came about. And then I had two other artists that I managed, but I don't manage them no more currently. But how I met them, one other artist named Mira. I met her off uh just we was at a party, a July 4th party, like probably like 2 years ago, and we just all vibing. She had a great, vibe. She's Filipino. Her energy was great. So she had this I don't know, it was like a Filipino food dish. I don't know what it was, but it was amazing. She just offered it. Like she ain't know me. She was like, "You want some?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take some." So took some. Then I'm like, "You cool as hell." Got her Instagram. You feel me? We just off some cool shit. And then I seen that she did music. I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's hard." And I always wanted to manage a female. So I'm like, "Okay, that's hard." So she posted that she got a performance. So I'm like, you know what? The game we about to pull up. So we just pulled up. You feel me? By ourselves. She ain't know. She like, oh, hey, why you put on? Like, I just want to see and check you out. So she performed. She did well. I'm like, okay, that's hard. And then probably like 2 weeks after that, she made another post like, I need a manager or something like that. That was my entry to come in and say, hey, I can manage you. You feel me? And then that's when we talked about everything, and that's what it was. And like I said, I don't currently manage her anymore, but that's how I met her in that setting. And then I had another artist named Malachi. He was our engineer. And we was going to Dante was putting out a lot of music. We had to find we were looking for a lot of studios out in Vegas because we was still fresh and new, and we found the studio and then we seen Malachi. He was engineering, but he liked our vibe. He liked our music, and then he made music as well. I'm like, damn, I'm like, you sweet, you sweet. So we just started having our relationship, brew up from that. And then I had when I was managing her, I had made her perform at Blue Martini, and I told him to pull up, and she did good. And he was just seeing the growth and of me being a manager and all that stuff, and he was like, bro. What you trying to do? We can. I want you to manage me too. I'm like, shit. Let's do it. You feel me? Let's do it. Let's work together and come as a team, as a unit. And we did that for probably like a year or so. And things didn't work out per se, but the connections and the energy is still there. So it's like that's how I met both of those. I mean, all my artists that I met, and Dante, my brother. So we met. We get 15 years strong. He's not my real brother. We like he's my best friend, but like that's my brother for sure. You feel me? So we 15 years in. That's locked in. So that's how I met him.
So now, do you plan to stay in Vegas for a long time, or do you plan to move around to make more connections? Do you feel like you
Mm,
could go somewhere else and grow more, or do you feel like you still have more room to grow in Vegas?
that's a great question because I think about that often. Vegas is definitely a great place to get an opportunity and catapult it and take it to another level. So I want to fill out another year or two here to see, if I can not if when I can make that opportunity, sustainable and make it change my life changing. So I'm gonna stay here for 2 years maybe. And after that, I don't know. You feel me? I don't know. I can see myself staying here for a long time. I don't think I will settle down here, far as family wise, but until I'm getting a family or got bigger obligations outside of that, I think Vegas is home for right now. But other than that, I don't think I think I probably go to Atlanta. I'll move there. I'll probably move. I like San Diego. You feel me? But the music scene probably not that popping there. Um, Vegas is a good. place. You feel me? It's a hub. You feel me? You got Cali right there. You got Arizona right there, and everybody comes here. You feel me? Everybody get in and go out, but everybody still is here. So I feel like I said, within the next 1 or 2 years, I can find that opportunity where I get somebody that came here, and boom, we make it happen. So right now it's home until further notice. To further notice, but I'm not. I can't go back to Detroit. I ain't gonna say can't. I'm not gonna go back to Detroit though.
Okay. Now my last and final question is, what is your message to future Ryan Cash 5 years from now?
My message to future Rockcast 5 years from now, I would say, I'm proud of you. I know you accomplished so much, and you manifested a lot, and keep growing. Just keep growing. Life is about growing, and life is not about being stagnant and being complacent. It's about really just keeping going. Everything is about energy. So, keeping remaining pure and remaining humble and stay true to yourself always, and everything gonna work out. Keep God first.
Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for watching the podcast. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
guys out there that's watching and tuning to the podcast. Thank you, Ryan Cash, for coming on and talking to us. Hopefully, we see some more music by you put out. We see you streaming and doing all the things. Seems like you're a jack
Mm-hmm.
of all trades. So
Yeah.
hopefully, you're able to tap in and to do all the things that you desire to do and keep growing and making connections. And yeah, that's it. Y'all that are watching, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna link Ride Cash music down below his song Plan B and
Mm-hmm.
actual plan, not the pill. But yes,
I appreciate you for letting me come out here and express, ask me these questions. This was a great interview. You asked great questions, and that's what it's
thanks.
all about. Just networking. I met you, and from here we can create a podcast, create a content together. So that's a blessing.
Yay.
Keep going, keep doing your thing. Like your energy, you got great energy, and this is gonna go up for you as well. So I'm proud of you as well. So yeah,
Thank
thanks for having
you.
me. Hmm.
I appreciate that. But we signing off podcast. Peace. Talk to y'all later.
Yes, sir.